The Core 2 Quad is old enough to drive, so we're gonna see if it can drive the 3090 Ti. Thank you, I need that. So for you youngins who might not be familiar, Intel had its glory days back in the late 2000s with its Core 2 series. You had the quad cores and the dual cores of the Core 2 Duo and the Core 2 Quad. And in fact, the first custom PC I ever built was for my best friend who had a Core 2 Quad. Quad core CPUs have become a staple since then. Intel is still selling them in things like the i3-12100. This might not have hyper-threading, but at least at its core has 4 cores. So quad cores are still relevant in today's day and age. And that got me wondering, how relevant is one of the kings? This is a Core 2 Quad Q9550, one of the most popular ones, came out in Q1 of 2008, and we're gonna be pairing it with the RTX 3090 Ti, the king of its day with the king of today, and a lot of this is thanks to backwards compatibility. This motherboard has PCI Express 2.0 support, which allows us to use our PCI Express 4.0 GPU. This GPU is capable of 4 times as much data throughput, but it will still allegedly work on this motherboard. This motherboard also has DDR2 RAM, and it also has USB 2 as well as SATA 2. It's just a fun little thing. It's twos everywhere. Or is it Tuesday? We're filming this on a Tuesday! Ayo! So to round out the rest of the system, we're gonna be putting in 8 gigabytes of RAM. This is actually supremely low profile. I haven't seen RAM this small in years. It's crazy. This is running at DDR2 800 megahertz. So we're gonna try not to bottleneck the system with RAM. We're also gonna try not to bottleneck the system with cooling because we have the ever popular Zalmond copper cooler. This thing, again, was the first cooler that I've ever used in a custom PC build back with that Core 2 Quad, and they're still selling this brand new on Amazon today. I think it's like $35. It doesn't support the latest sockets, but it does support LGA 775, which is what we're using right here. Additionally, we're gonna be putting everything into an age-appropriate case. What did this have before? This had an old school Pentium. It's a Gateway E3000. I believe when we bought this, we found out that it's from the late 2000s. So hopefully we'll be able to fit a full-size ATX motherboard in here. We'll be able to put the 3090 Ti in here. We might have to drill out these parts right here and fit our power supply up here, which is going to be, because I have nothing else lying around, a Silverstone 1650 watt power supply. This GPU takes like 450 watts. This is a 95 watt CPU. This should work. This should be fine. So all in all, we have a decent system. We're gonna unbottleneck the rest of the system, and the Core 2 Quad will probably be the most stifling part of this. We're gonna give it 8 gigs of RAM. It's gonna have a 3090 Ti. This is what little Brett back in 2008 was dreaming of when he saw computers. But it's not just the Core 2 Quad that's outdated and archaic. What's also outdated is using the same password at every website. The year of actually taking your security seriously is here, and that's why I'm excited to talk about today's video sponsor, NordPass. NordPass is more than just a password manager. It's an essential cybersecurity tool that makes everyone's life easier and safer. So not only does it do the typical things of a password manager, like store all of your passwords in one place so you don't need to memorize them, but you can also log in faster with an autofill feature. And it'll also save your time because you can store your credentials across 6 devices, so you don't need to type it in every single time that you get a new gadget. And then you can also generate new secure passwords. Instead of using password 123, you can actually come up with complex passwords that actually satisfy security requirements. And it can also securely store your credit card and personal details on NordPass. And it also has a data breach scanner where it'll find out if your online account or credit card information has been leaked and identify where and when the leak happened and what type of data was compromised, making you safer overall. They'll also check your password health, but most importantly, it's a zero-knowledge password manager, which means that no one else but you can actually see what's encrypted in the vault. NordPass doesn't have access to it. It is just your security. I personally have loved using a password manager ever since I started doing it. It feels like it took me way too long to finally implement this one security feature on top of two-factor authentication to make sure that all of my accounts across the internet are safe. So whether you're using the same password with just numbers or characters added in order to spice things up, or you're tired of writing your passwords down, NordPass can help alleviate all of that and so much more. And I can't tell you what a game changer it is to also have a password manager on my phone, where I'm able to autofill my passwords into the apps that I want to use as well. So I don't have to type it on a little phone keyboard, I can actually just make it happen using their autofill feature. So my friends, you can get an exclusive NordPass deal and get an additional 1 month for free by going to nordpass.com/UFDtech or use code UFDtech at checkout. Again, that's nordpass.com/UFDtech or use code UFDtech at checkout to get this exclusive offer. Big thanks again to NordPass for sponsoring today's video. Stop using the archaic ways of using your old password while we use the archaic ways of gaming on a Core 2 quad. So step one's the most nerve-wracking. It's gonna be making sure that the parts actually fit. I'm mildly worried about the power supply. I am less worried about the motherboard. I think we have enough space in here to make it work. But let's start off with the power supply so that we can figure that out first. 200-watt power supply. This thing is way lighter than I thought it was gonna be. Is there a production date on this? March 9th, 1997. This is older than I thought it would be. 1,650 watts, 200 watts. Problem number one. It's laying on the side right here. So we double-sided tape it on this side, and then we double-sided tape it here. So I think we can mount the power supply. Now we need to see if we can actually fit the motherboard in here, which is gonna require me to take out these expansion cards. This guy's PCI. This is not PCI Express, but this is for phone connections. I've never seen this before in my life. I have no idea what this connection is. Please let me know in the comments what this is. I've never seen that before. No way. The IO shield is riveted into the case. Like, that's just padding. We can't overcome that. Like, this is not going to fit no matter what we do there. I would have to, it's attached to the entire thing. So I'd have to rivet out here, 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 and here, and then I would have to cut this in half right here. And I don't have the tooling for that. Like, I could drill out rivets, I can't cut metal in half like that. So I think we move on to plan B. I know, I thought it was gonna work too. But I mean, it's from 1997. It predates this motherboard by a decade. But at least you got a history lesson, Kyler. Here's your dial-up card. That's for you, baby. All right, so we're gonna use my NZXT H710. It's not quite the route I wanted to go. That's what you get for trying to do old hardware.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
It's built. If this isn't the most ridiculous PC I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is. I mean, we could probably get weirder. If we had an older case, I think it would look better. But this, I mean, the blue with the copper and then the amazing design of the Founders Edition. Now it's time to play games. Hopefully the system turns on the first time. I'm mildly concerned about it not working. So Windows should already be installed on the SSD that we have in here. Oh, uh-oh. It kicked on, then kicked off. Oh, there the fan's going. I was wondering if the CPU fan was actually gonna kick on. Did it turn off again? I wonder if that's the RAM. It could be doing RAM training. That's something that does happen. Okay, so if this doesn't boot into the BIOS this time, with it coming back online, we'll start with the typical troubleshooting options, which is taking out all of the RAM and starting with one stick. Okay, one stick is installed. There it is! Always the correct troubleshooting option. It's been a hot minute since I used a BIOS like this. The CPU is currently running at 30 degrees Celsius. The graphics card's working, so that's good. Everything's functionally working. All right, hard disk boot priority. I just want to be able to boot. Get me into Windows, and then I'll be happy. So booting into the SATA SSD didn't work, so I set it to our Windows USB installer, and that seems to be working. This is gonna take a hot minute. Oh, as I say, let's go. We are trying to do this with only 2 gigs of RAM. We didn't put the RAM back in. We're gonna get Windows installed. We'll let you know if there's any problems. So now that we have the system set up, we should go to my favorite website back in the late 2000s. System Requirements Lab. Can I run it. Because my computer, I didn't know if I could run video games. And this will show you how to do it. What game should we look for? You think CSGO? These ads are probably making it so my computer can't run things. My goodness. The detection app is entirely safe to run. That sounds like something that's malware would say. Can we run Counter-Strike? We meet the minimum requirements. Our 3090 Ti, totally fine. Our CPU, the minimum is a Core 2 Duo E6600. I actually think that might have been my first processor. Yeah, we're good, we win. Okay, let's try something like Cyberpunk. We don't meet the minimum or the recommended. Our GPU is fine, our CPU is not.
No way.
No way. The ads on this website are absurd. So not minimum, not recommended, runs every game. Oh, it's telling me to buy, oh, affiliate links. That makes sense why they would.
More ads.
Yeah. More ads, perfect. Okay, great. All right, let's get off this cesspool of a website. This is way worse than I remember it being. Let's see how CSGO does perform. 1 FPS. Let's go. We're hitting 17 FPS in the menu. 51 FPS at the loading screen. Okay, we'll get there. 16, 28, 31. 33. This is rough. This is at 4K. Oh man. 18, 19 FPS is kind of what we're averaging. Oh, there's somebody. I got that. I killed somebody. Oh, that's 2. It's 2 kills. I got the most elimination. Let's try a AAA game. God of War. I'm going to war with the Core 2 Quad. No! Ah, no, God of War. You have to run. I need you to run. It won't do it. It won't run. Try one more time. Third time's gotta be the charm. Has to be. Explain the problem. God of War won't run on my Core 2 Quad Q9550. Why won't you support a 15-year-old processor? Horizon Zero Dawn? Oh no! I clicked play, and then it just didn't play. It didn't go anywhere. No! Resident Evil Village? Oh, are we getting some victory with Resident Evil 8? Oh, we are. There we go. Oh, that looks good. Prioritize performance. We want this to go as fast as possible. I mean, Resident Evil 8 is coming out for the Mac, so they've clearly set it up to run on potato. We get 1 FPS. 6, 7, 4, 60. 60-ish. Look at that, I saw 69 in there. Look at this smooth as butter Core 2 Quad gaming. Look at this lady, she's cooking some, is this pasta? You making dinner? Oh, I have a baby. Okay, let's try 1920 by 1080, see what we can get. It's a little faster. Maybe like a few FPS, but yeah, no, for the most part, we're still CPU bottlenecked. The GPU is only running at 30%. Ah, it's a baby! Let's try Fortnite. 4K, yeah, no frame rate limit. Don't you dare hold me down. Let's go to Epic. 90 FPS in the menu. Oh, wow, okay, we're in. You can load all the things, I believe in you, CPU. Our GPU is at 1% utilization right now. Whoa, okay. All right, we're good. Let me thank the bus driver. 9 FPS, let's load up the map. Where are we jumping, boys? I have a feeling that it's like almost a RAM issue. Like it has to load in all of the textures, but it can't do it because the RAM's only 800 megahertz. Oh boy, this is bad because yeah, we're almost at full RAM utilization. How much you want to bet I can get a kill? Yeah, well, I think it just needs time. So this has happened every single time I've done this. It takes a hot minute for it to actually load the map. Yeah, see, like we're getting better as time's going on. See, now it's running at like a solid 30. We're at 4K Epic settings, and we're getting 35 FPS out of a Core 2 Quad. I bet you that there are game developers working on Fortnite that weren't even born when the Core 2 Quad came out.
14-year-olds?
Yes, this game is developed by 14-year-olds. Now we're at 34 FPS, like we're handling ourselves here. I'm gonna get a kill. I feel it in my netherites.
Hello there.
Oh, why? Why is that? Why? I couldn't even load another person. No, I need to do another one. That doesn't count. The game straight up was just like, I see a person, I'm not rendering them. Not happening. I'm gonna get this kill, I promise you. I did it! I'm a big kid now.
I'll let you do that.
I got an assist. Oh, this game is not I'm gonna get this. Where is he? Got him! I have 2 kills on a Core 2 quad. I bet you these people are playing on better hardware. That's a real person. Don't even. 12th place. That wasn't terrible. Okay, it's time for Cyberpunk. No, it's not. Yeah, it's really not. I don't think this is gonna work. Wait, what?
Running as an administrator.
Good call, good call, good call. Run as administrator. I swear if that works. No, it did not. What game's the equivalent to like Cyberpunk? Do we do The Witcher? Let's go 4K Ultra. I mean, we're at 200 plus FPS in the menu. I'm actually really disappointed that some of these games didn't work. Like you have to be on modern hardware to enjoy stuff. Oh, this looks good. 30 FPS, 4K Ultra on a 3090 Ti. The system costs roughly, you know, $2,200 with 80,000% of that being the 3090 Ti. This is playable. Let's see some fire. Let's get those fire effects. Beautiful. Going into town is dropping the FPS quite considerably. The goose are creating the issue here. We gotta get rid of them. Oh, so instead of going with Cyberpunk, we're gonna go with something that looks almost like Cyberpunk, but is Minecraft. Minecraft ray tracing, my friends, on the Core 2 quad. 30 FPS. Look at this beauty, 22 FPS. The ray trace lights, the gorgeous city views. This is essentially Night City. Let's increase those chunks. Oh, look at that render in. We're still at 20. 24 chunks. This looks beautiful. Oh, look at the like pink lights reflecting on the top of that billboard. This looks good. When people invented the Core 2 quad, when Intel invented the Core 2 quad, Minecraft wasn't even out yet. The CPU we're using is 3 years older than this game. You love to see it.
Subscribe.